Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 708, 31 degrees, get up to 54. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, Radio Pup app, WOBMAM.com if you want to stream us. 732-505-1160. If you want to join the conversation, I have to be on extra good behavior now because the principal of Toms River High School South, Jim Ricotta, is here. And listen, so I have a son at Toms River High School South and 2 girls on the way. So we have to, we're going to do the right things here. So good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on this morning and my students also.
Absolutely. So we have Jeremy Pellegrino here, Jake Wynn, and Andy Malley in the studio. So we're going to talk to them later about FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about Toms River High School South. But before that, do you need anything? Can I get you a cup of coffee, cappuccino, espresso,
actually,
anything?
I brought you something. I brought you a little High School South gift pack here.
Oh, nice!
You are officially an Indian now.
Oh, that's great! Look at me. I'm living the dream here. All right, why don't you talk to us, Toms River High School South? What's going on there? Give us the kind of the broad stroke overview. I'm going to start by saying, I want to make an admission. Can I start by
Sure.
The first step to overcoming any issue is admitting it, right? So I will tell you, when we moved back to town, and I knew that we were moving into the district, and I knew we were moving into South Territory. I graduated. Well, I went to High School East, okay, at a different time, and I called the regional school office, and I said, "Hey, any chance that I can get my kids anywhere but South?" Right? I absolutely called, and I said that, and they said they were very nice, and they said, no, not a chance. You go where you're districted. And I will tell you now, all right, because I've admitted that, I am, thank God that they made me stay at South because my son loves it. We've loved the experience so far, and you guys are doing a great job there. So what's changed at South in the last 20 years?
It's a very exciting time for High School South. And, Jeremy, I'm glad that you took the district's advice and became a South family. I went to Central Regional myself, loved it there, had a great education. But High School South is the place to be right now. We are making great moves academically, really focusing in on raising rigor and engagement for our students in so many different ways. And I know we were talking a couple minutes ago that you were at an ASR meeting for our parents. And it's an exciting time for science, technology, robotics with us. We were selected to partner with Ocean County College for a special STEM grant where we received $25,000 from investor savings. And we had a professor, Dr. Ramdeen from Ocean County College, come for 6 weeks and meet with some of our chemistry students in Mr. Joe Schaefer's class. And he did exciting hands-on chemistry projects with our college prep students. And Ocean County College specifically asked for college prep students. They did not want our honors or our AP students. They wanted to really invest in our college prep students and raise the level of engagement for them so that they see that there are jobs where they're needed in the outside world after graduation that use science, specifically chemistry. They invested all of this money into these students for quite some time and had Liberty Science Center come in and do a big kickoff event for the whole junior class. And we just had the big grand finale where the students were bused over to Ocean County College, got to get into those science labs there. They did a lot of hands-on events with forensics and different things, and they loved it. They had a great time, and they came out, and 68 of our kids went over there and got to really work with these professors in those labs.
Cool.
So it was a great investment. We thank Investor Savings. We thank Ocean County College for pairing with us and choosing High School South.
Right.
So we have a lot of exciting things going on.
Yeah, you mentioned that ASR program. So this was crazy. So I'm at a meeting last night and for an hour discussing this program that my son is going to be a part of, which is a three-year science project. It's 3 years authentic science research. It's 3 years of research, 3 years of building building kind of a theory and putting together what your thoughts are, writing this incredible paper, working with researchers at major institutions. I mean, that is some rigor for a high school soon to be sophomore to be working on that kind of project. Oh, and by the way, can graduate with 12 credits as a result as well. So very, very not something that was available when I was a kid, that's for sure.
No, it wasn't available for me either, but it's an exciting time for education. We have a lot of exciting things going on across the whole district, but specifically at South, we have a junior ASR student, Kaylee Lovenfuss. She was the only high school student to compete against college students in the American Waterworks Association. It just happened in Atlantic City. And it was the second annual student water filter building competition. And she did very well, represented High School South extremely well. So we're proud of her, another ASR student out there competing and putting South on the map.
That's great. So, and you were mentioning before that SAT scores are up. All of the measurables are up, and it's, by all accounts, you've done a fantastic job, and I know that you're going to do the right thing, and you're going to say it's your staff and your teachers, and, the kids have something to do with it, I guess. Maybe they have to do the work. But let's talk about you for 1 second. So
Sure.
You've been at High School South for how long now?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. God, and it's flown by, right?
It has flown by.
So what is your background in the district? Where did you start? Where did you, how did you get to South?
Well, I'm a local guy, and I spent my first 2 years in education in Memphis, Tennessee, teaching music there. And just like your previous guest, I have a strong background in the arts. I was a French horn and voice double major, education. I love the arts. I strongly believe in it. So I taught at Intermediate East for 10 years. I was a chorus director there. I know some of our common friends had me as a teacher. I taught 300 students a year there. It was huge. It was probably one of the largest choruses in the state of New Jersey for those 10 years. And I just loved it. And a great principal, John Fitzgerald, kind of took me under his wing and said, "You're really good at managing large groups and exciting the kids and getting them involved. You should think about going into administration." So I went to New Jersey City University and completed my master's in administration and went on to be an assistant principal at an elementary school and then assistant principal at the intermediate school. And I met with Mr. Healy when he first was appointed as our new superintendent. And he said, you don't have any high school experience. And I said, that's right. I went to high school back in the day, but that's about it. So he encouraged me to apply for the high school opening. And I have to tell you, it was a great move. I have the best job in the district, I believe. It's High School South is a place to be.
Right.
We have, and you're right, I do have a great staff.
Okay, great. So
and great students.
Yes. So I'm going to give you a little insight. So real quick. So every time I prep a guest, I do this thing where I tell them I'm going to give you a 1 minute signal when we're coming up against a break. All I ask of you is that you don't stare at me awkwardly and get confused by that. You just know that you got to wrap up. And invariably, when I stick the finger up, yep, it's all over. So it's good to see that even if you're a high school principal, that can happen, right? So good stuff with Jim Ricotta, principal, Toms River High School South. When we come back, we are going to talk to some kids that are really in my wheelhouse because we're talking future business leaders of America. And as the chairman of the Greater Toms River Chamber of Commerce, we love to see our future leaders in high school talking about how they can do great things with business. So we'll be right back with some Toms River High School South kids dropping some knowledge on you. Be right back.
Stay tuned for Preferred Company with Joel Markell and Marianne Levy at 8 Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Now, back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 and WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Okay, well, I'm pretty much going to turn the show over because I got two guys in the studio with me, Jeremy Pellegrino and Jake Wynn. And frankly, I think either of them could easily take over this show tomorrow. I think they probably got to finish high school first. Who knows? We'll have to discuss that. But they are members of the FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. They have delivered some outstanding results in some local competitions, some state competitions, and now heading off to nationals. So why don't you guys talk to us a little bit? First of all, could somebody tell us what is Future Business Leaders of America?
All right. Well, thank you for having me, Jeremy. Future Business Leaders of America is a national organization. It's all throughout, I think, 48 or 50 states. And it's a organization that is focused on building business leadership in students, middle school, high school. And many schools have different chapters. There's all different leadership positions within the chapters. And the whole purpose of the organization, even at the school level, is to build a sense of community and to teach students leadership skills in their community, their school, and to prepare them for adult life and the business life. Cool.
So, okay, so there's this competition. So who could tell me about this competition? Because I think people are probably thinking, wait a second, okay, I get it. Future business leaders, I get like that they that they teach you leadership skills and and how to be young entrepreneurs, etc. But how do you turn that into a competition? So Jake, can you tell me what is that all about? What's the competition about?
Well, in business, there's not just one person or one aspect. We have multiple competitions ranging from accounting, marketing, and even computer technology. And our personal competition is global business. So first, there's multiple steps. You have the state level, you have regional level, state level, and national level. And depending on your topic, the testing could change. So first, we had to take, in the regional level, an objective test. After that, they gave us a case study, which we had 20 minutes to prepare for and 10 minutes to make a presentation. And I assume, right, Jeremy, that we will be doing the same thing at nationals.
Yes.
So,
okay, great. So last year, Toms River South finished actually third in the state and then finished ninth in the country?
Eighth in the country.
Eighth in the country, my bad, sorry. And this year we've moved up to second in the state, and you're heading where, Jeremy?
We're heading to Atlanta, Georgia at the end of June for a week-long national leadership competition in Atlanta.
Very cool. And what's your topic?
This year we're doing the global business this year. So we're not sure what the topic is yet. It's all impromptu. So we'll get to nationals. The first about 4 days they have a lot of workshops. So you could go meet with different business people from across the country. And then once we get to the competition the fourth day, they give us a thing. We have 10 minutes to prepare, and we have to give our presentation.
Wow, that is super cool. So, Jake, I think I said it in the break to you earlier. So this is your first year with FBLA, right?
No, I actually joined last year.
But this is your first year in the competition.
First year going to nationals.
Okay, good. So I feel good that you were the piece that moved the team up from third to second. So great job, man.
Yeah, I feel like I fill in the cracks of the team. You always need more support somewhere.
Absolutely. It takes a team is only as good as its weakest link. Not to say that's you, but everybody kind of plays their part, right?
Yeah.
Future Business Leaders of America. Okay, well, they're not leaving anywhere, all right? So, because we have more to talk about. This is good stuff. I'm sure you want to learn more about the project. You want to know more about High School South, right? You're actually upset that you're going to have to wait through a commercial break now, but you're going to have to, all right? Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, Jim Ricotta, Jeremy Pellegrino, Jake Wynn. Be right back after this.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We are here with Jeremy Pellegrino and Jake Wynn from Toms River High School South. Oh, yeah, and Principal Ricotta is here also. I forgot. He's also in the room. So, listen, I'm getting texts from folks in the area who want to know more about the boys. So sorry, we're gonna have to go do that. Jeremy, first of all, what is your future plan? I heard you're accepted into a couple colleges already. You're waiting on some other action. So tell us about that and tell us what you want to do when you get out of school.
So far I've been accepted to the Rutgers School of Business in New Brunswick and the Gabelli School of Business at Fordham in the Bronx. I'm still waiting to hear back from a few other colleges. Once I get accepted to college, I'm looking into majoring in finances. Somewhere in finance or American economics. I haven't really decided yet. Then afterwards, my dream is to work on Wall Street. Since I was a little boy, that was always my dream. So somewhere in the financial aspect, the financial field, maybe like a financial analyst or wealth management.
Cool. So you're not voting for Bernie Sanders. Okay. And for you, Jake, what about you? You're a little too young for college yet, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
So we won't talk about that. What do you want to do though when you get a little older?
I want to go into computer engineering. You know, technology's been like part of my life since I was a kid, and it just, we use it every day, but we don't really know how to use it. We don't know the insides of it, and I find that really interesting and kind of want to innovate technology.
So just to review, that was when you were a kid you started having those thoughts.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, think about it. It's a TV. It's a magical box full of pictures. We just think, oh, cool, cartoons, but it's showing us moving things and just a flat screen. Like, what is this as a kid?
No, listen, I'm with you, man. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. That's pretty cool. So, all right. So, listen, what can you tell me? Because this is, like I always say, behind every great student is a great teacher. So who is the teacher here that we're going to give some credit to for turning you boys into the leaders you are today?
Definitely Miss Drack.
Drakowitz. Yeah, we'd like to thank Miss Drakowitz. I've spent a wonderful 4 years with Mrs. Drakowitz. She's gone through a lot with her home during Hurricane Sandy, and she's always been very dedicated to our organization, to our club. She's like family. So she's always helped us out and really encouraged us to do our best. So I'd like to thank her for everything she's done.
Awesome, very cool. All right, fellas, we're gonna talk to Mr. Ricotta a little bit more, okay? Because there's other things. I know that in your world it's really FBLA and it's really what's going on in your. But we're gonna, there's a whole other school, so we're gonna get, we'll be back to you later. Jim, talk to us. I know there's other things going on, so talk to me about this robotics program you have going on there.
Well, High School South, we started. We have a robotics club, but we do not have a competitive robotics team. At the moment, we have plans. We are going to have one like the other two high schools. It's going to start in September. We have applied for the Grunin Foundation grant, the $10,000 Principals Challenge, and that's where we put our focus in. So hopefully we'll be able to secure that money, and we will be able to get the needed supplies to start our competitive robotics team for High School South. Like Jake said, to hear him talk about, this magical box, this TV with all these pictures in it, but to really pull that apart and think about what's in there, what are all these pieces, and when they're put together, how does it work? That's what we're working with our students on right now. We just had Maker's Day we celebrated where students were giving directions and kits, and they had to put together pieces to make certain little motors and fans work and different things. And it was great to see them grab the box and try to put them together, and it didn't work.
Right.
And then we had to remind them the directions. You have to read the directions. That's why they're there. And so
these are mostly boys, is what you're saying, right?
Oh, yeah. we had a mix, but they were excited to get this in their hand.
Right.
And technology is such an important part of the day for all of us. But especially kids, and everyone's walking around with these mobile devices, but they don't know how they work inside if you take them apart. And what's inside that little magical device that's sending messages all around the world? So we live in this global society, but we have to understand the technology that makes it work.
Very cool. So talk to me about this Driven to Excellence program, because, Jeremy was talking about this new car he's getting. So
I think he may win.
Yeah.
Mr. Healy, our superintendent, started the Driven to Excellence program to inspire our students to do great things. Come to school, work on your attendance, work on improving your grades, work on showing your teachers that you can turn your assignments in on time. So at all of our schools, teachers are celebrating students for excellence in all different areas of the school day and nominating them to win a car. Pine Belt Auto Group donated a Chevy Spark, and it's green. It is like a little rolling green monster, but I'm told you can choose the color if you win it. But it's exciting. It's a great car full of technology also. Right. And our students are excited to win it. Hopefully, we're going to have a high school South student win that car.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, listen. So listen, that goes without saying. And by the way, as a Jet fan, I am partial to the green, so I think that's a good choice. We like to ask if you had a magic wand, right, and you had the ability to make an impact on something, especially in your sector, just by waving that magic wand. What is it that you would do?
Well, I'll tell you. The one thing is we really need our parents and the community's help to get kids to school on time and every single day. I know that sounds like a simple thing, but it really isn't. If we don't have your students, if we don't have your kids with us on time, it really is an interruption to the teachers and to the students who are on time. And we can't do our job if we don't have them.
Right.
We want them with us every single day. So I have to tell you, attendance is an ongoing issue that we battle in all of our schools, and tardiness. And, we want your kids with us.
Cool.
So that's the one thing I'd ask that we could work on together.
Cool. All right, Jeremy, Jake, we only have like 30 seconds left. Do you guys have anything that you would do if you could just make something happen?
Yeah, I would encourage all the high school students in this area, middle school students, to get involved in FBLA. I've had a lot of amazing experiences through this club, made a lot of friends all across the state, country even. So get involved, make some changes in your community, volunteer, and work on your future.
Jake, you got anything?
I'm pretty happy with everything around here, actually. There's still a couple of things, but it's nothing that we can't fix ourselves.
Look at you, Jake. You are just, you are such a positive dude. That's pretty cool. I could see now why they've risen meteorically from third to second place in the state. So listen, Jim Ricotta, Jeremy Pellegrino, Jake Wynn, you know what? Thank you so much for spending 45 minutes with us and the rest of the Jersey Shore on Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin today. I, for one, and I speak on behalf of Zach also, yes. I know we feel better knowing that that our futures are in your hands, Jeremy and Jake, and looking forward to you being able to support us as we need to be put in an old age home at some point in the not too distant future. All right. When we come back, more with Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Thank you again to the folks at High School South for spending some time with us. Be right back.